Disgusting secrets people never told, according to Reddit. Older sister had a best friend over for a sleepover. We were watching a movie in her room. I was in 8th grade or so. Me and the friend were sitting on the bed, and the sister sat on the floor. My sister fell asleep, and me and her friend started getting touchy-feely. I copped a feel of my first boob. I felt my first vulva, and got my first HJ all in one night. While the sister was fast asleep, no less. The funny thing is, I was so religious at the time. I ran out directly after coming and cried/prayed in my room for forgiveness from God for sinning. After my refractory period was over, I said to myself, WTF, why do I feel guilty? That was the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Religion is stupid. Then I masturbated and fell asleep. The best part of the story is my sister asking why there was a funny stain on her comforter the next day. Barely could contain the laughter. Here's the part where I remind YouTube that I am just reading some stories from Reddit in the hopes of preserving the site, as I feel it will soon be lost to time, but hopefully not lost to history. So here's another entry. Once, when I was 19 and back from college, I was at a party and drank a decent amount. Ultimately, one of my friends dropped me back at my house. Now after this, I got back into my car after my friends left because I wanted some McDonald's. I somehow ended up at my ex-girlfriend's house, went up to her front door, and then continued to masturbate on her door? What the hell is wrong with you people? Someone responds, the old spunkin' on the ex's door routine. I call it a Wednesday night. You what? Someone says, Leslie doesn't live here anymore. Leave my door alone. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Continuing up this list, this entry reads, I doubt I can top the top comment. Why are you worried about the top comment? But number 1 here reads, we have these family friends, and when I was like 15 years old, and their daughter was 13 or so, she fell asleep and I felt her up. I used her hand to jerk me off. What the hell is this list? It was weirdly satisfying, but wow, if I had been caught, it'd be game over. That's not consensual. We can't condone this. That's bad. What if I don't even want to pursue it. 2 here says, from about 16 to 20, I got really into hookers. Seriously. I didn't have issues getting girls, but when I got drunk, I would drive downtown and pick up hookers, old, young, whatever, as long as they were semi-decent. I'd bang them. Usually I was horribly intoxicated, and it was really sketchy because it was usually hurting neighborhoods. Okay. As in, like, the neighborhoods were not well off, as opposed to the act of him picking up hookers was like having a negative impact on the neighborhood. Forgive me. Why did I need to explain it like that? I have probably picked up around 20 to 30 hookers. What the hell? I have paid for about 3. Wait a minute. You would be surprised how many times a girl believes that you'll pay her. What? I'd say no money afterwards. Too many girls have ripped me off. Then before I coom, I would say, oh, I want to go outside so I don't finish in the car. We go outside and I would make sure to lock her door. Then I'd run back into my car and peel off. An asshole I was. Suddenly he's Yoda. Oh, and then one time I was actually outside in the alley banging this girl while she was leaning on my car. We were both pretty much fully naked in an alley where people's garages and such are. A car pulls up and all I could see were the lights. I pulled out of her, flew into my car, and peeled out right there. I forgot my jacket on the ground but made it out there safely. I have no idea what happened to the girl. I mean, she was shirtless, pants down to her knees. It could have been a cop, I have no clue. I found cell phones, a knife, and random stuff that belonged to them in my car, even a diamond ring that I pawned for about $120. Have you ever heard a story like this in your life? Yes, I am a dick. They seemed to trust me and always asked why I needed hookers. They figured I was good looking. Wow, dude. I always made up elaborate stories about how I was in town for business, and half the time I only remembered bits and pieces. I never contracted any disease and have been checked yearly since I was 20. So weird. Oh, and I almost forgot about this one. I wouldn't consider myself bi or anything, but I'm decently adventurous. One of the prostitutes turned out to be a guy, but was pretty good looking. I blew him off, and he blew me off. I remember walking up the next day and being like, WTF. I also ripped him off. No, waking up the next day. Also ripped him off, and that one was sketchy because he was pretty pissed and chased my car for a bit. Seriously, I think I have a semi-psychotic tendency because I lie quite often, am good at it, and do some crazy weird stuff. I also went to a couple of massage joints, but usually I didn't have that kind of money. Since then, I'm 26, I've had a pretty long-term relationship and stopped drinking as often, but it's still tempting. When I drive through some areas, I seriously was addicted to hookers at an age when I couldn't even buy smokes. This is what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it because that entry was bad enough. I didn't need to enhance it with what was probably the truth. Sprite Cranberry says, hello, Cyael. This list is probably going to be a little bit more than some of y'all bargained for. So if you're a woman, I would suggest just not listening to this list at all. This is the type of thing where, like, you know, it's realistic enough to where I'd probably get in trouble for it. Because if I can't read the transcript of a serial killer without my channel getting struck, you know what I mean? Why can I read a story that is subsequently realistic? Here's the thing, person reviewing my video to decide whether or not it's okay or appropriate for YouTube. This is Reddit. So all of these entries may or may not be fiction. You know what I mean? I am not condoning or celebrating what's going on in this. I am preserving to the best of my ability what this site is or was 7 years ago, because as you can see, look at all of the deleted entries here. And if only I had been here to read them at the time so that we could see the type of things that people write, because that's the bottom line, is that they don't survive. And even though we archive some of these things, you know, it can't remember the sites as they were in every scenario. Dakota says, we will be fine. I bet this shit will be good entertainment. Of course it'll be fine for you. I'm talking about for YouTube and its Christian ass. You're gonna, like, YouTube strikes less. So I am just making my in-video appeal to the likelihood of this being removed, because all I do is read and I still get in trouble. Can you imagine? Some guy spins a tale of fiction and it gets me in trouble because I was reading it. What are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do? Number 10. When I was a little boy, I was at my dad's work over the weekend because he had to finish some things up. There was nobody in the building, and the place was completely desolate. I had to go to the bathroom badly, so I attempted to go, but the doors were locked. So I ended up just pooping on the floor. My dad worked on the 3rd floor, so I just picked up my poop, chucked it over the ledge into the main lobby down below. I then washed my hands in the water fountain and continued on like nothing was wrong, and never told my dad. You little bastard. There was an image here, but it seems to have been lost to time. Ridiculous. Someone responds with a related story. I went to an Indian restaurant for lunch one day, and while at work, at the time, I worked in a really tall skyscraper, and the elevators could take forever. As soon as I came to the elevator lobby, I was hit with a terrible belly cramp, and it can only mean one thing. Your body's giving you a 30-second warning before you poop to yourself. I waited and waited and waited while starting to sweat from the cramping. I finally couldn't wait anymore. There were no bathrooms in the elevator lobby, but there was a mother's nursing room. I ran into it and had the most bowel-eviscerating diarrhea in the sink with no time to spare. I thought since it was so liquid that it would go down the drain easy, so I started the water to try and dilute it a bit, but the stuff just would not go down. I took the hand soap dispenser trying to shove the stuff down the drain. That didn't work either. I finally just gave up and left the room with a sink half full of watered down poop and a garbage can full of paper towels that I used to wipe my ass. Not proud, but crapping my pants would have been much worse. The things people leave for the custodians in places. You guys are something else. I believe Bach was asking earlier if I had seen Us yet. No, Dia and I plan to go tomorrow. Sprite Cranberry says hello. How you doing? Stripes. Yeah. Lava Nerd says I got notified. I wonder why you didn't. Who said that they didn't get notified?
Stripes.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe whoever gets notified, if you're not a member of the Discord, jump into the Discord and let everybody know that the video is starting. Again, no sweat, because if you've been here for more than like 3 days, like some of the people I see in stream chat, then you know that I try to stream it around the same time every night. So, I don't know, between 9:30, 9:45 to 10 o'clock. If I'm not streaming, then I'm not going to be streaming, but I normally am. How do you like that? Number 9, me and my best friend, who I've wanted to bang forever. We were watching YouTube videos at her house on her laptop. She left for a second to let the dogs out. Woo, 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 woo. And I switched over to a tab of her Gmail that she'd left open. I searched her ex's name, and lo and behold, I came up on nudie pics of my friend. I sent them to myself and masturbated later. Not my proudest moment. I hate thinking with my pee-pee. Oh, let the dogs out.
Oh my gosh, what a dated reference.
Oh, let the dirt. Number 8. Sometimes I fap to thoughts of my wife. When she asks why I'm wanking, I lie and say it's to porn. I'm a horrible, horrible husband. Yes, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite little emoji now. Look at it. Oh, I can't contain it. Ooh, look at that. It's so great. It's such a great face. It took me going back in time 7 years to find an emoji that speaks to me. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that thing. Look at that. It's so great.
It's beautiful, yes.
It's perfect.
I have a question.
What?
Why wouldn't he tell his wife that he was...
I mean, the whole entry is a joke, woman. Don't let it go over your head. You know, the implication being, sometimes I fap and I think about my wife. Uh-oh. She can never know. It's supposed to be like a joke. He's so funny. Oh, yeah. Ridiculous. I don't like the idea that it's crying. It's kind of like a, you know, I feel like if I had to put a phrase to that, it'd be like, I've been a bad boy. You should spank me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really like it. Vox Romer's all like, hello everyone. You know. Oh boy. I'm telling you, man, that's my new emoji. Yeah, lucky some of these emojis still surviving in the stream chat. I need to update them. As we continue, I was given a toy wheelbarrow type deal when I was younger. I was like 8 or so. For some crazy reason, me and my sister both took... Yeah, proud of this, man. For some crazy reason, me and my sister both pooped in the wheelbarrow and proceeded to wheelbarrow around a large load. This caused Dad much anger. Y'all kids wanted to work on a farm or something? What is going on? What is with these poop entries? People should be ashamed of themselves. Every freaking entry is just like, so I was jacking off, or, and then I pooped, and I put it all over the place, and then it was in the sink, and I threw it into the lobby, and then I put it in a wheelbarrow, man. Oh, I put my pants. Like, what the hell? What kind of fucking site is this? So dumb. So dumb. I can't pretend that this isn't the context. This isn't like the majority of what I'm reading. A response here says, my parents gave my sister and I each a playtime plastic school desk when I was about 4 and she was about 3. The desks had a flip-up lid to store books and papers. My sister and I invented a game of potty, since the desks reminded us of toilets. One time, my sister slipped up and ended up peeing in one of the desks. Boy, were our parents pissed. But they weren't the only things pissed. The desks were too. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And if I find another entry about poop, I'm straight up just doing something else for a couple of minutes. You feel me? I've had enough. Because there's other things that are disgusting. Like that story that we read about the dude and the hookers was unbelievable. What kind of guy are you? Jesus Christ, what kind of guy was that? Oh, man. Yo, I didn't expect something like that low on the list. He was like, so I ran into these hookers and I was flipping them off and I would just bring them and I'd just leave, jump in the car and peel out. I was like, what the hell? I did it like 20 or 30 times and I only paid about 3 of them. What the hell? What the hell? Subliminal Rose, yo Cyael, what PS4 games do you recommend? Girl, the games I got, or sir, I don't know your backstory. My sister says I need more games. Tell your sister I said what's up. Keep it perky, girl. I don't know, man. Games for girls. It's gotta stay casual. Play some Fortnite. Play some Destiny, you know. Play some, what's that one with the people that are cooking? Overcooked? Something like that. All the games Cyael plays are shooter games, you know. My favorite games are games like Katamari Damacy. I recommend that to anybody. Buy the reroll. There's a Katamari Damacy reroll, but I think that's on PC. I don't know if that's on PS4. So PS4, what games do I recommend, boy? The games that I play now are all shooters. So when it comes to games that I recommend, I can't say, you know, I can't say I have many recommendations. I'm crazy about Katamari Damacy. I used to really love Shadow of the Colossus. Recommendations, dude. I love Portal, but those games aren't, you know, remastered for the PS4. Dude, what is there? You know? I don't know what to recommend because all I play are shooters. All I play are shooters. You know, I used to have this old image of just games that had like a really big influence in my life, and it was pretty much Katamari, it was Shadow of the Colossus, it was Portal, it was Pokemon. There were 2 other ones, and I forgot what they were. Animal Crossing wasn't super influential. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't call it like positively like necessary. You know. Pretty interesting. Okay, here we are. Here we are, boy, at number 5. Better be no more poop entries. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. No more poop entries. Somebody followed me on Twitch. That's very nice of them. Guys, look at Jesus' health being chipped away. He's not here right now. You need to take point. Take the advantage. Destroy him and his ghost hold over this stream. I have a perfect gift to replace that with. I never say that. I never tell you that I actually have a gift and I can show it to you, because the gift will go to whoever becomes the stream boss, but I can show you the gift that I have. It would just be so much better, you know? It'd be so much better. Number 5 says, at first I walked into this thread thinking I got this. I'd propose victory, but after reading the first few comments of this thread, I've realized I'm normal as fuck. You guys are sick. Somebody says, the lower on this page I go, the less gross the comments are and the more weird they are. Look, this isn't a real entry, so I'm willing to actually go down below where I was before and just check some stuff out. because it seems that some people may have been conflicted and maybe downvoted things. Or maybe I should try to retrieve something. The post is like ages old. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell I could retrieve anything. Oh no, what have you done? Let's see here. Let's see if there's in fact anything I can retrieve. Oh, for the love of God, find something. Deleted. Man, all of these are thoroughly deleted, boy. This one says, I derive sexual pleasure from reading vapid Ask Reddit threads on Zip's pants. Got 'em, dudes. Fucking got 'em. Look, there's another way to get through them, and it's to try to retrieve this post via the Wayback Machine. We'll try that after this happens. Thank you, Casizzle Sandra, for that $1 super chat. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. What is this? I have Shadow Colossus and Last Guardian. I play them practically every day. Cyael, aha. I'm actually working on a Malice cosplay right now. That's interesting. My favorite part of the Shadow Colossus is I don't know, the storytelling approach of having everybody shut the hell up. I appreciate that. Makes me pay attention more than people going, blah, 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 I'm from this village. Danica says, I've got a short, gross anecdote for you, Cyael. I spent about an hour plucking my friend's butt hairs for her because she went to a... I guess this is just a gross way of her saying that, you know, she was going to, you know, have relations with somebody. I do not get behind the idea of phrases like this, women, okay? Try to maintain ladyhood in Cyael's midst. This is disgusting. And I know that that's like the topic tonight, but let's not go too crazy, guys. You guys are breaking my balls out here, you know? I've already told you that I can barely handle the poop entries. So here we are, number 4. I used Internet Explorer once. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Does it get funnier? Number 3. Okay. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom after first starting my period and blood is fresh, I will wipe so the toilet paper is practically saturated in it and pretty much... I'm just reading this for YouTube. I'm just reading it, okay, YouTube person? And then I will wipe until the toilet paper is practically saturated in it and pretty much just inhale it. It gave me goosebumps and makes my body shake and my head reel because it smells like raw meat and I have to keep myself from smearing it into my face. I am not proud of this.
Good, you shouldn't be.
Yo.
You shouldn't be.
Hey, yo.
Oh.
Hey, yo. What is happening? Damn, Vox. I appreciate this, my man. Thank you for the bing bong. I appreciate you. And, you know, keeping me afloat while I have to read things like this. You know, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Is he boss?
Let's be scared too. Whoa, is he boss? Would it make him boss?
Happy Monday, Cyael.
This
Thanks
is why
for keeping me going when things get mundane and gray.
I appreciate and love you, Vox Roamer, and I'm very sorry that it didn't take a bite out of Jesus, because for whatever reason, Super Chat doesn't affect it, which is weird.
That makes me a little sad.
Yeah, he deserves it, but it didn't affect it. Wait, it did!
Key gets to pick.
That's weird. Why did... Okay, so Vox, you have defeated Jesus now, so you get to choose. what the new GIF will be. I promised you that I'd show you what I had, so, here it is. It's nothing special, but it's amusing to me. It's hilarious. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. What the fuck? Oh my god. Stripe says she hates it. That's how you know it's great. I'm gonna put her on top of the glass. Yeah. She's dancing on the glass. I love her. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Sphere, come on. You're ruining it. I'm kidding. Thank you. Wait, why did Prelude send his dancy guy? Vox is the wait, because Prelude always gets one now. So let me pull that up. Let me just read this final 2 entries. Vox says my choice is a great one. I'm glad that you appreciate it, and you're a hero among men for both your donation, your consideration, and allowing me to choose this gift. I'll get the other one for you too as well, Prelude. Number 2 on this list. After reading the top comment, my most disgusting secret is on par with knitting sweaters for the homeless at Jesus Camp. What you mean the top comment, my dude? And do you think it's the one that, let's see if this is the top comment, okay? And I think this is going to blow our balls off. So once again, listener discretion is advised. I'm just reading this to preserve this site. It's not the end of the world. Give me a break, YouTube. Stop striking me. I'm just reading these. You know what I mean? It is fiction as well. You have to assume that these people are just making up a story for the sake of getting funky. Oh man, the person who actually wrote the thread, because this was back in the day where when you asked a question, you could leave your own story before the mods got Nazi style because they were less gay back then. I said it. This person said, when I was 12, oh my god, when I was 12, I shat in a urinal at camp. I was a real badass back then. After I finished the job and admired it for a minute or so, I was struck with overwhelming guilt and moved the turd by hand into a nearby toilet and scrubbed clean the shit stains from the urinal. It was a weird experience. At the very least, he felt guilt and cleaned up after himself because it's not something that the custodian should be responsible for. Oh my god. So here is number 1 on this list. Buckle the hell up. If you're gonna do anything, use the Streamlabs link. I love you, because I don't want YouTube stealing from you as it does with Super Chat occasionally. But if it's what makes sense, then I got you. You know what I mean? What, you need a link to the Streamlabs? There it is. Boom. You know what I'm talking about? Also, I'm gonna hit y'all with some emojis that you can't use, because I like to stun on you. You know what I mean? Weird flex, huh? Number 1. Oh, Jesus. I have 3. And they're bad. Here they are, from least horrifying to the most horrifying. Secret number 1. I masturbated to Facebook pictures of my friends, but everybody does that. I get turned on by taboo stuff. Okay? So I had to be better than that. For several months, ending around when our jailbait was shut down. Yes, fellow listeners, there used to be an R jailbait on Reddit.
Good lord, what back then was the Wild Wild West?
I would regularly upload revealing pictures of close female friends of mine to our jailbait, plus others I barely knew to avoid suspicion. The best part was realizing that all of my Redditor friends had discovered these pictures, but couldn't admit that they browsed our jailbait, so they said nothing. It was pretty great. That is entry number 1. Secret number 2. Near the end of high school, I managed to regularly spy on my mom naked. Bruh. What? But it's worse than that. So much worse. It was really easy to do, actually. We both had Mac desktops and she had a webcam. I would turn her monitor off when she was in the shower. I knew her password and could start the screen share from my computer, and then I'd open Photo Booth on her camera and voila, a one-way window into her room while she was changing. I realized by explaining this, I'm enabling horny Redditors to do the same. All power to you, you sick fucks. Oh My God. Thank God it doesn't work like that anymore, YouTube, so you can't come after me. I am just reading a fictional entry here. So I would fap to this live stream of my mom changing almost daily for a couple of months. Eventually I added video screen capture to the mix and ended up with a collection of 40 plus videos of my mother changing. Oh, by the way, mom is really hot. So this eventually became not enough for me, so I uploaded the videos to the internet, of course. No, of course I'm not going to link to avoid suspicion, but keep the turn on of incest, and I said daughter in place of mother. Did I mention my grandfather lived with us at the time? Well, he doesn't anymore. He moved out a few months after this, for what are probably unrelated reasons, but I was never told them. That's what it says. I don't need to make sense of this. This is written by a psychopath. So it's possibly that this was related. Possible. Fart in my brain mouth. Okay. I never liked the guy anyway. Secret number 3. I can't believe I'm sharing this. This lie was such a huge part of my life, but here it is. By my senior year of high school, I had still never kissed a girl. Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine why. I was relatively popular. And this was just an annoying truth hanging over me. So when an attractive and somewhat popular girl at my school was hit by a drunk driver and killed, I took advantage of an opportunity. I told everyone that we had been in a secret relationship for about a year before the accident, but hadn't told anyone because we enjoyed lying. We had lost our virginities to each other too, and nobody questioned the truth of this because, well, what the fuck kind of person would make that shit up? It gets worse. Everybody found out about this secret relationship quickly because it's high school and word spreads quickly. I got a lot of sympathy and I played the role excellently. My first actual kiss and my first actual bang were as a result of this lie from some sympathy hoe. Oh my God. This relationship I invented was so exact and elaborate in my mind that I almost felt like it actually existed. I fapped 2 Facebook pictures of her to seal the deal. It gets worse. Her family found out about the secret relationship too, so they decided to fly me out to Seattle. Locations have been changed to protect the innocent. From Austin to go to the funeral. Okay. This is getting me a little sick now. Woo! This is some old school internet stuff right here. I can't believe I'm written, man. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, dude. It's just a fictional story, YouTube. Chill. Chill, YouTube. She had grown up in Seattle, and all the family was there. There was an actual funeral in Austin, but they had to have a second one in Seattle too, for whatever reason. Anyway, I stayed for a week with her family and 2 close friends of hers, one of whom I later had sex with, at her childhood home. I found naked videos of this recently deceased girl that she had taken herself playing with her boobs. Don't know why she had videos, but I guess it's not that uncommon, on her computer. Naturally, I emailed them to myself, and they are among my most frequently fapped to videos, along with my compilation of my mother changing, of course. This is a bit much. I think it's a little too crazy. Naturally, I uploaded them to the internet as daughter again, claiming that she's 18, though she was 17 when she died. So yeah, that's my story. I think it's all a bit much. It's all a little too crazy. You know, it's a little too crazy. Yeah, I think he went too far. You know? Deja vu, man. I've been in this place before. Deja vu. Listen, I'm not enjoying these stories. But I'm a man of the people for as long as this channel exists, which won't be long. And I probably should have some sort of backup set up, but what am I gonna do? You know? Can you imagine getting in trouble for reading some crap that some person made up? Here's another made-up story. Made-up stories, dude. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny that other YouTubers read creepypastas and made-up stories and then they go, and here we are with another group of real stories. It's always creepier when they're weird. Let me get some creepy music in here. And it's just like, number 4. A man was walking down the street and a guy popped out with a knife and he said, I bet you'd like your face carved up. What the fuck? And the guy said, no, please. I have a family. I have kids and shit. Man, kids and shit. And the dude with the knife said, oh, well, I hope your kids like carved up faces. This is a real story, full of real things that happen to real people in real places. Subscribe for more real stories, because it's so real. But me, man, I'm reading these fake ass stories, right? I'm reading these fake ass stories, and as I'm reading them, I'm going, Jesus Christ, they're fake. Please God, they're fake. And people watching the video working for YouTube going, strike this shit. This is the definition of inappropriate. You hear how deep his voice is? I'm emasculated by that deep voice and my tiny PP, so I'm gonna block this video. I'm just kidding. I can't say stuff like that because they go watch it and go, what does he have against transgenders? Okay. I'm transgender. Look, if I can't make myself laugh about this, listen, here's another entry. I once peed on a... every time. It's a made-up story, man. It ain't the end of the... I ain't supposed to... What? Fine. No, because it gets better, okay? There's an explanation. The guy says, please let me explain. I once peed on a baby. Before you go off thinking the worst, please let me explain, all right? My girlfriend at the time was a babysitter by a toddler. What? Let's read that again. My girlfriend at the time was babysitting a toddler, and she invited me over. The place is pretty ritzy, and there's a nice couch that we can cuddle up on and I could keep her company. Well, about an hour or 2 hours into hanging out, I decide that I have to use the bathroom, so I stumble into a few wrong rooms and eventually find the bathroom. They've got a fancy toilet with a bidet and a few other things installed. I never bothered to look too closely, but all's good in the neighborhood, alright? Apparently, one of the rooms that I tried to look into was the kid's room. He got freaked out by a nightmare or something and started screaming his head off, flailing, running around the house like a chicken with its head cut off, and stupid me, I left the bathroom door open, which was the first place that he sprinted into. Not only did he run towards me, straight towards me, he made a small ring around my position and walked right into the stream of urine. The girlfriend asked me why his head was so wet, and I never had a more nervous poker face in my life.
Okay, so he didn't know it was an ex.
You know, guys, I'm just gonna throw out my Streamlabs link and then direct you to the wish list link in the description, because this may be the last time you ever get the chance. What is with these entries? This one says, when I was around 15 to 16, I found my mom's personal aid in her room and kept trying it out for... What? And kept trying it out for around a year? A few times a week. I know that she knew, but I don't think she knew how to tell her daughter that it's actually pretty disturbing. It was never talked about. And now that I'm getting a collection of my own, I'm now realizing how big my mom's actually was. Someone linked something and it says obligatory. It's time for the risky click of the day. Wait. I don't even know what this is. It's just a dumb meme. It's always a dumb meme. Hey, look, it's the things I was looking up earlier.
At least it's not something bad.
Look, I gotta figure out which one of these is the best, because I need to get it for my uncle. But she said that I don't have to worry about it for right now. When she gets back. When she gets back. I mean, do we need more of these? Do you guys get it? When I was a little boy, I was on my girls that finished up. No, I read that one. I was given a toy wheelbarrow. That's the one with the poop and the wheelbarrow. I found a finger on a beach when I was very little. It was wrapped up in athletic type tape. I threw it back into the ocean. Someone says you did the right thing. As my grandpappy used to say, when the world gives you the finger, give it right back. I've told people this, but it's still pretty nasty. Hell week of swimming. I didn't go to the bathroom before our around 3-hour swim-a-thon. I got out and had to poop so bad, and I didn't make it to the bathroom and rode home in shame and feces. Mallory asks, did you ever get your Yoda puppet, Cyael? The answer is fucking no. And here's a fun little story as it pertains to Cyael's fruitless search for the Applause 1999 latex rubber 13-inch Yoda puppet. I ordered what I thought would be the puppet from someone on eBay. And hilariously, the person was shipping from Mexico. They had other good reviews, so I figured maybe let's take a chance. Because, you know, there is an eBay guarantee where I'll get my fucking money back eventually. And it turned out to not be what I was looking for. Paid a pretty penny for it too, but I made that pretty penny back, I suppose. It just sucks, the idea that some dude sent me an artificial, not artificial, but a knockoff fucking puppet. And I will show you if I can quickly retrieve the image that I showed to eBay support to get my money back, because it was not what it was supposed to be. So give me one moment. I'm going to quickly drag and drop that into, there it is. On the left is the authentic puppet. On the right is what this asshole sent me for damn near $200. All I had to do was post the picture and say, hey, this is not what was pictured. It is some fuckboy's recreation, and a poor one at that. And I got my money back after some feisty responses from Mr. Deliberately Deceptive in his pictures. The comedy was, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. But the bottom line is, Cyael's looking for a puppet that, you know, I have yet to receive. And the likelihood is I'm just not going to get it. So I don't want to say that I'm giving up, but I guess I don't want it as bad as I'm going to have to, you know, invest myself in trying to find it. And especially since it's like a collector's item and I'm not invested in it as a collector's item, we kind of need to release it. So I guess that closes a chapter of my life, huh? Pistachio Boy says, Cyael, would you accept a Kermit the Frog puppet in lieu of the Yoda puppet? What do you mean accept one? Why not? You know? And there aren't a lot of Kermit puppets either, dude, because, you know, they didn't want to make a lot. Subliminal Rose says, Cyael, my history professor has a Yoda puppet. I don't believe it's the 1999 Applause one, though. I will ask. I'm pretty sure it's not. Sexy Jocelyn says, you versus the dead Jedi she told you not to worry about. Y'all gotta be memeing out here. Oh, you know what I mean? I really like that dancing girl on top of my can. I mean, my tip jar. What did I say? Can. This one says it's poop. Look at the end of this one. Look at that.
Love you to death, my daily friend.
Lewis, I appreciate this. Lewis, I appreciate you. Thank you, my man. And thank you to my entire stream for helping us eradicate the ghost that Jesus set loose onto my channel. I don't want people thinking that I'm basic as hell, even though I'm Captain Poop reading all these poop stories on Reddit. Oh, that's the guy that reads poop stories on Reddit, yeah. What? Oh, dude, I'm supposed to go look for Preludes thingy, so let me find that very quickly. It is called Discord. Way to have an old man out, Cyael. Prelude 1. People are gonna come in here and think I'm some kind of jackass. Even more of a jackass than I imagine I come off as already. So, here is Prelude's image. Let's get that up there. Where do I even put this, dude? Where do I even put this? Over here. There we go. Whatever you guys want.
He's so cute.
There you go. Okay. Scrolling down this, let's see if we can find any other ones. Rooting around my parents' room in the teenage years, I found my mom's wedding dress. I put it on, took photos of myself wearing it, and then masturbated while wearing it. Jesus! You know, if it's not fapping, then it's pooping. This was a bad idea. Because I thought disgusting could mean other things. But in reality, this is it. So once when I was 19 and back from college, I was at a party and drank a decent amount. I think I read that one. Listen, this is enough of this. And while we're in this entry, I think we might as well continue. Okay, well, this is what I was looking for to make the thumbnail. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Let's see what some of these were. Apart from drugs, what's an illegal thing that you would enjoy and recommend to someone? Unbelievable. If you had the opportunity to see a photo of your family taken 10 years in the future. Lame. Why did I even open that? Military veterans, I read that one. Psychoanalysts of Reddit, what is your type of porn say about you?
I'm happy you're back on YT. Life's been shit TBH.
Stripes, I'm about to time you out. Why are you encouraging people to super chat when you know they should do the other way? God, you see my hand hovering over that timeout? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's what she wants. That's the knee-jerk reaction that she wants. She's dying for it. Mallory, thank you. And I'm glad that this is filling a hole in your life. Lewis says, I was going to watch 1984, but I'll stay here instead. 1984. Look, man, I just want to, oh boy. I feel like I'll know it when I see it. What's seemingly insignificant and it's crushed your world? I read that earlier today. Yeah, here's one that had to do with male abuse victims, and that's kind of screwed up. So I think I should only read probably 3 of these, and then we're gonna call it a list, okay? 3, maximum 5 of these, and then I'll call it a list. Because these are the types of edgy crap that YouTube gets on my damn nerves about, so I try just to tone it down and do some more, oh, what's your favorite joke? You know what I mean? It just sucks because, again, other people can do the types of things that I want to do here without issue, but if I try it, it's trouble city. The story is from here. I was out with a mixed group of friends, some of whom I knew and a few of which were women, or friends whom I'd never met. One of these women, after several drinks, seemed interested in me and had no inhibitions about putting her hands on my crotch or inside my shirt and various, locations to paw at me. Again, to reiterate, just to remind you guys, these are male victims of abuse stories. So when I removed her hands from me along with a joke to avoid escalating into an ugly conflict, she seemed to take this as a challenge and became more aggressive, as if to establish my body as territory that she owned. I disengaged by leaving the table for a bathroom break and seated myself apart from her when I returned. Everyone was having a good time, and I wouldn't have allowed myself to become bothered if that was as far as things went. However, upon my return, the woman who had been aggressively grabby announced to the table, I need to move my seat too, then moved across to where I was sitting and pressed herself into my lap, boobs first, into my face. She ground her hips against mine, pinning pinned under her in the bar's bench seating. She yelled something like, "Now you're mine," or something similar, and it took me about 5 seconds to free one arm with her weight pinning me down, and I threw her off of me onto a floor which, being drunk, she hit face first. I might have said "off" or "get off." She was unhurt and rebounded from the floor almost instantly, although she was now visibly angry. I don't remember what she said, if anything, but 2 bouncers converged on me, and within a few seconds they were dragging me out of the bar, ejecting me through the fire exit by throwing me against the crash bar door to open it. I landed in the alley hard enough to knock the wind out of me and walked home half soaked. Within the next week, I was punched in the face by one of the other men at our table, spat on by women who until then I thought of as friends, and this was all years ago. I have no social contact with anyone from that crowd. However, I have heard that the story agreed on by the woman who I threw to the floor is that I raped her. Wow. This is how dangerous women are. Because as soon as they get upset and they don't get their way, it's them turning it on people and saying either they abused somebody, they hit them, they raped them, or, they're a pedophile. Wow. That's all they got. And that's what being sexually assaulted is like if you're male. It did not even occur to me that this was assault against myself until years later. Oh my bing bang. Oh my bing bang. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and put some bleach in the stream chat. How you guys feel about that? Here's another entry. I was sexually assaulted as part of a hazing when I joined high school cross-country team. What? I was pinned down by roughly 8 other guys. They pulled down my pants and underwear and took turns butt gouging me, sticking 2 fingers as far up as they could. The process was a good 7 to 10 minutes long. After I'd finished crying and wiping the blood away, I went to see the coach and told him what happened. He told me it was normal, and now I was part of the team. I talked to the principal about it, and he wouldn't even call their parents, much less discipline them. When I started crying again and threatened to contact the local media, he said that he would expel me and discredit my story if I tried to do that. It was a pretty prestigious private school, and they had a reputation that they wanted to protect. I ended up talking to about 6 adults in the school. No one offered to help. I was labeled a chicken and a rat for a while after that. Too long didn't read. Tries to report sexual assault. Was told to suck it up. I wonder where Brianna is. Her and I used to talk, and suddenly she's gone. I wonder if it's telling the fact that I thought of her after a story about assault. You've done it now, Cyael. The odds are she doesn't watch the channel anymore, so we're good. I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away. I don't know where my soul is. Jocelyn says, "Hey Cyael, my cousin went to a Catholic school, and there was a gay kid who got bing-bonged by the basketball team, and it got covered up so that the school wouldn't get shut down." Some bullshit. This happens at a lot of schools, and you guys can't be surprised. There are a lot of schools. Here's the most typical thing that happens at most schools, okay? A student ends up dating a teacher. You know what I mean? A student ends up, sexually involved with a teacher, and then they try to cover that shit up. So that the school doesn't look bad, blah, blah, blah. And it happens, I would say, like 4 times out of 5. It is disgusting, but that's the way that it goes. It's just particularly disgusting when multiple people are involved and, it's super, super non-consensual. Not that it's okay when it's, an underage person with an older person, because the assumption is that they are not developed enough to coherently make their own decisions, right? They're being influenced by a person that is, older, wiser, and capable of manipulation on a younger, more easy to manipulate mind, a vulnerable mind. But, and again, it sounds wrong, but at least that's consensual. When there's like multiple people and they're holding some guy down and all kind of crap like that, it's just like really terrible to even think about. This one says, "I had dealt with it all through my childhood. The first time it happened, I was 4 years old." Yeah. What? should I even go on? Should I even go on? So, you know, I don't know, man. Because I just want to read these without YouTube getting up its own ass and assuming that I just love the sound of these made up stories, you know, and that's why I read them or something. But I'm trying to. It's crazy because me trying to preserve the site is in no way not justified with how many subreddits get banned all the time. And it's not like I'm reading entries from Watch People Die or something, you know what I mean? It's just in America, names like John and Mary are common. What are the John and Marys of other countries? That's the top post on Ask Reddit right now. Does it get any normier than that? Here's another one. Non-native English speakers of Reddit. What are some English language expressions that are commonly used in your country in the way that we all say things like c'est la vie or hasta la vista? What? Yo. This site sucks now. This site sucks. You know? What's the wittiest comeback that you're still proud of? I just want to see the top one. I just want to see the top one, and we'll judge the rest of the thread based on it. This person says, my mom was asking about my daughter and her boyfriend. Are they going to get married? I'm just not ready to be a great-grandmother. Someone says, you could try being a good one first. Oh my god, dude. And I'm just gonna X that one out, bro. Gonna X that one out. Fathers of Reddit, what's your greatest don't tell mom story? I'm gonna read one of these and see if it's something that I've read before. Because if it isn't, then it'll be my next list. I'm gonna assume that it isn't and then read it. Bing bong. So guys, should I just continue with one of these? I'll just continue with one last one of these, and then we'll call it a list, alright? I hope I don't get in trouble as usual. The first time it happened, I was 4. Yes, it's my first memory that I can remember. One guy was moving, our next door neighbor, and wanted a going away present. Oh god, he made me... Yo... Yo, bro. Yeah. We can't do that. We can't do this. Never mind, dude. You know what I wish that I could do? Read these for Pornhub. Not because, I'm trying to reach people who are trying to get off to these, but because I know that it would be an environment where it's not the end of the world because I'm describing something sexual, it's got to be super cathartic to be able to even talk about this, because what sucks is these men have been through an experience that not only are they ridiculed for by people, but that they can't even share because of how uncomfortable it makes certain people. And I can't even share their experiences without fear of something being censored or taken down because it's inappropriate. And that's the way that the cookie crumbles, I suppose. That's life. That is life. True Silver Wolf says, Cyael, have you checked out rattle.me? No. And I would imagine the reason I haven't checked it out is because nobody knows what the hell it is. Got him. Alright, look. I love you guys. And I'm sorry that it's all so whack, I'm sorry it's all so whack. I could probably read these stories on Twitch, but man. Yeah. I think I'm gonna throw this one up, but I'm not gonna monetize it. Because it's a bit much. It's a bit much. So everybody, thank you so much for being you. Hope you've had a wonderful night. Thank you to my sponsors. Thank you to my Twitch subs. And thank you to my patrons. I'll be here whenever you need me, and if you need to get a hold of me, you know how to do it. You know, hope you've been staying out of trouble. Hope you've been staying out of trouble. This looks very crazy. It's a very detailed pie, my man. Well done. Well done. If there's anything in if there's anything in particular that you guys end up needing me for, let me know. And you can get a hold of me for it. My tummy feels weird, so there's that. A special thanks again to Vox Roamer for his contribution earlier today. Thank you to Cassandra. Thank you to Lewis. And thank you to Mallory. You guys are sexy in your own way, and I appreciate you to the ends of the earth. Have a great night, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you soon.